guys, welcome to Season 2 of the Pittsburgh Pirates Legend franchise. Since this is Episode 1, I'll go over a couple of the settings I use, and we'll talk about how the franchise actually works. So, Legend franchise, so both hitting and pitching difficulty are at Legend. Hitting views on Zoom right now, but I do tend to change it throughout the season if I'm struggling offensively. Zone with analog, and right now I'm using flick, but sometimes I change that as well to stride. Usually not buttons though, but if I'm really struggling, I'll change it up every so often. It'll always be zone though, some type of zone. Pinpoint pitching. That's probably the only thing I'm ever gonna use. Used to use pulse, but I like the new pinpoint they introduced. Fielding, button accuracy. Nothing really interesting down here. Simulation, so I think this got added this year or maybe last year. This is 21, by the way. I think it just takes into effect the stats more than the actual PCI placement. There's nothing really big down here. That's mostly it for the settings. How I run the franchise is I play the first start, opening day, and then I sim once through the rotation, and I'll play the next starter in line, sim again through the rotation on to starter 3, and then that way I don't influence the stats all on one pitcher. It's all evenly distributed. I think it works out to I play 27 games and the rest are simmed, which is what, 130 something, 140 something. So more sim and stat driven than me actually playing, but I do contribute a bunch. So I'm not going to talk too much about last season, but if you want to know how last season went, you can watch episode 27 of Season 1, which is just a pure recap video with commentary about how the season went. And I go through every single player that played on the main roster pretty much, and I touch a little bit on prospects, but not too much. I was going to go through the lineups first, but we're in spring training right now, so there's no point in me really going through the lineups too in depth, because I could sim like 2 days in and have an injury, and then the lineups are totally changed. So I will just like skim through them, but I'm not going to talk about them. What else? I am going to run the franchise a bit different this year. Last year I did no commentary. I just had a bunch of like text that I edited in for roster moves and injuries and performance stuff, trades. But this year I think I'm going to do pre and post commentary just to make it easier. I don't have to edit as much stuff in. I'm probably not going to do commentary during the actual gameplay though, because I'm not set up for it. I use like a totally different pair of headphones, and I don't have like an isolated mic or anything. It's just I have a separate headset that I use for recording. Oh, also the other change this year is I'm going to actually show the simulated games. Before I would just show kind of like the pre-game screen like this, and then just fade to black and show results. And this year I think I'm going to just show all the simulated games. They're pretty quick. They're like 3 minutes maybe, 3 to 5 minutes. I do go into the games, so I'll go in and I'll do manage full game, because that way I can have full control over the lineups. If you just hit simulate with square here on the main screen, the AI will just totally chop your lineups up and throw people in who you don't want playing. So I do go in, I like manage every single game. So I'll be showing that this year. I'm not sure there's anything else to really go into. I'm going to totally sim through spring training though. I'm not going to play any of those games. I'm just going to sim it. If there's any kind of injuries or anything notable to talk about, I'll just I'll just talk about it. I'll edit it in. But I'm not gonna show like the full simulation of every single game because that's not needed. It is possible I do some type of contract extension with somebody in here. If I do, I'll put that in as well. So anything notable, anything big, roster move, I'll be putting in. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I really need to go over. Yeah, new season. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. Since someone who didn't watch season 1 might watch season 2, here's the last 2 years. So, last year, which was the first one I uploaded, we were 85 and 77, finished second in the division, tied for second in the division, 3 games out. The Brewers won the division, and we were 5 games out of the wild card. I believe Texas won the World Series. I'm not sure. I think so though. So haven't reached the postseason yet, which is the contract goal. We did one yearly goal was accomplished, and my GM rating is C. It says job security good. This is the last year on the contract, so possibly this is the last season if the team does poorly and I get fired. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I need to really show. I'll just quickly skim through the rotation on the lineups. Well, we're not going to talk about them until opening day. So. See you at opening day, or if anything notable happens in spring training. So spring training's done. I just gotta advance the last day, but I think it'll wipe all the stats. So we finished 12 and 15. I'll just go over some of the player performances. Ikov was good. Kim was good. Montes was good. Perdomo was pretty bad. He's got a 1.19 whip, which is not bad, but yeah, he was pretty bad. At the end of last season, I said he earned like a spot based off his minor league performance and the 2 starts he made at the end of the year. Basically, I skipped Kim's last start of the spring training. I threw Perdomo in there. I said his spot like depends on his performance, and Let's take a look. It was good. He went 5 innings. He only gave up 1 hit. It was a solo shot, but it was pretty good. So I'm gonna stick with what I said originally, and he's gonna keep his spot to start the season. Martinez wasn't very good either, but he earns the spot after last year's performance. So, relief pitching. A lot of these guys didn't get a lot of innings, so it's hard to really tell. But yeah, Sterling wasn't very good. Brubaker, who's a starter, but the AI just threw him in here. I kind of rotated guys out of this position just to give them innings, but yeah, he was good. Smeltzer was bad. Yeah. He is, we do have like 3 lefties now, so it's possible he doesn't start the season with us. I'm not entirely sure. We'll go through, when I set all the lineups and rotations, I'll do like a full lockdown, or I'll show what like everyone I have locked down at positions, but yeah, he wasn't good. Petit, really good. I know at the end of the last season we were looking at his stats and how far they had dropped because he's 38. But yeah, he pitched really good. Birdie pitched really good. Fletcher was okay. Leclerc was really awful for like the first half of spring training. He was just getting blown up over and over and over again. It's spring training and like he's definitely gonna start, but yeah, he had a bad spring training. The second half, he was way better. It was just like the first couple times he came out, he just got destroyed. Smith, really good. Rodriguez almost escaped all of spring training, not giving up a run. Which that's Rodriguez. I mean, last year he was the best reliever, so. Was he the best reliever of spring training? I think Petit might have him beat, but it was close. Benar was good. I think he blew 1 save. He gave up like 2 solo shots and blew 1 save all spring training. Maeda's gonna start in AAA. I made that decision at the end of last season. I gave like some of these guys had like 1 start, so it's hard to tell really. Zach Thompson, who pitched for us last season, but got sent down because he was bad. It was bad again, and these 2 guys didn't get any innings. I simmed it all, so this is all just the AI basically. But these guys are young, so I mean this guy's probably gonna be an able. So that was the rotation, pitching rotation, and the relief pitching. Okay, lineups. Dowling started super hot, which is exactly how he started when he came up from the minors. He was like, same thing, hit like 380 and was walking like crazy. Actually, I should do this in the statistics page. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so yeah, he came up. So yeah, he was. I mean, he was fine. He was kind of like exactly the same thing from when he came up, where he started hot, cooled down, and then hit like 240. So I think he hit a home run or 2, right? Yeah, 2 home runs. OPS 720. He tried to steal a lot of bases though, which was weird. Where is it? Yeah, he had 1 stolen base. I think he attempted, was it 3? Last time we checked. Yeah, constantly. Darno. Yeah, Darno hit like Darno. Bradley was like really impressive. 290. 290 hit 7 home runs. I know in that last game he hit a grand slam and I think he hit another home run. But yeah, he was good, real good. I kind of want to see his average versus lefties. 286. 7 at bats. But I mean, his stats versus lefties are trash. But what's his strikeouts? I want to see those because those were. He struck out 18 times. What's the percentage? Do they have that? Oh, okay, 22%. What was that? Can I even see last year's? Oh yeah, 32%. So he struck out way less. McBroom. McBroom was kind of disappointing. I never have much to say about McBroom. He does what he does. Made a couple errors though. One error. So yeah, Bradley. He hit a lot of home runs. He looked good. Escobar was pretty solid. Hit 4 home runs. This is slugging. OPS, 742 OPS. He was way better for the first like half of spring training. Hayes was pretty good. He kind of started hot, got cold, and then got hot again at the end. Yeah, better than usual from him. 350 on base ain't bad. But yeah, I think he'll be everyday third baseman most likely. Cruz hit like Cruz. He wasn't bad. Yeah, he wasn't bad. I want to see his lefty average. Okay, not too bad. I think the biggest surprise was Newman, who 840 OPS, and he only hit 1 home run. So where are the doubles? I see the doubles. 4 doubles, 1 triple. I mean, not a lot of. It's only 50 at bats, but he looked way better than usual. Way better. So we were gonna have these guys platoon, and that's probably still what's gonna happen. But I mean, depending on his splits, I mean, he could take over full time from Cruz. His defense is just so good. Vaughn wasn't great. He started real good. See how many doubles he hit. It didn't hit for a lot of power for making 92 power against lefties. I'm not sure how many bats he had against lefties, but he had a couple. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's spring training, so not a big deal. He's not getting replaced. Reynolds was good. 292, 843 OPS, 3 home runs. Let's see how many doubles he hit. I think he was like the most doubles last year, 4 doubles. Yeah, he was good. He was Reynolds. Still the best player on our team. Ortega was disappointing. He's still going to be the bench bat though, 4th outfielder most likely. Coming against righties to pinch hit late in games. He's earned the spot. So Swaggerty, yeah. Swaggerty didn't hit very well. Not a lot of the bats though, 17. Lonnie White Jr., kind of the same thing. He was hitting over 300 for a bit, but then dropped off. He's a young guy, so he's only up because he's on the 40-man. Carlson was kind of disappointing. Had him batting leadoff, which is what he was at last season when he wasn't injured, because he was injured all season. Yeah, kind of disappointing. He kind of heated up at the end, but yeah, he wasn't really Wasn't getting on base enough for leadoff. Allen, doesn't really matter. Who cares about Allen? Chavis, what's Chavis slugging at? 442. I mean, he hit a few extra base hits. Well, I guess he just hit home runs, but maybe 3 home runs. He looked okay. He hit a couple. He had a couple good hits that I remember during the Sims. Yeah, he'll still be up, the utility guy with the great arm. I think that's it. I don't think. Oh well, I should probably send everyone down now manually because the AI is gonna totally fuck it up. So I'll do all that, and then I'll be back for opening day. Alright, I gotta cut one guy from the main roster for in the bullpen, so it's either Smeltzer, who was pretty bad. I mean, he wasn't great last year either, or Setterland, who hasn't been great either, but he was better last year. So let me look at the options. They both have options left. I mean, Smeltzer's overall is way better, but I think I'm gonna send him down. I have more faith in Sutherland, so I think that's what we're gonna do. They're both like long men, so they both have like 60 stamina, so I think we're gonna go with Sutherland after what he did last season with the 3.14 ERA and 1.08 WHIP, and yeah, I think that's the only like cut I wasn't sure I was gonna make, so that's that. Alright guys, opening day, right before opening day, we'll take one final look at the rotation and the lineups. Alright, pitching rotation, so I'll go into a little bit more detail here for those that didn't watch the final episode of last season, but if you want like a more in-depth kind of rundown of them, you can watch that. For this episode going to this season, I'll just do just like a slate kind of recap. But Frankie Montes, our ace going into the season, was great last year. WHIP under 1. I got him at the trade deadline, so he's pitched half the season for Oakland and was good all year. Final year on his contract with us. Ikov was great too. He was amazing first half last year with 4 complete games, 3 shutouts. We have him for 2 more years. Kim was solid all last year too. 3.45 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. Yeah, he was great. I'll show you. I'll jump to it after this, but I made a couple contract extensions, and he was one of them. So we'll take a look at that after. Martinez. So Martinez, our 4th. He was solid all last year too. Not very good in spring training, but he gets the 4th spot after this performance last year. It was great. 3.14 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. All these guys basically pitched all season long with no injuries, so hopefully that's the case this year. Perdomo only had 2 starts last year. Pitched in 4 games, had 2 starts. WHIP under 1, 2.25 ERA. He wasn't very good in our first season, but pitched good all year in AAA. And earned the 5th spot with that performance, so he will be our 5th. long relief, Blake Sutherland. Came up maybe at the trade deadline. I can't actually recall, but he was good. 3.14 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. Yeah, he won basically this long relief role over Smeltzer based on his performance last year. So Petit, he was great last year, even better the year before. 38, he's had a whole bunch of like stat regression, so hopefully he hangs on all year. Spring training was good, so Birdie, I can't exactly remember when Birdie came up. Could have been trade deadline, or maybe a bit before, but he was okay. He's kind of like the one guy that if we had someone better, I'd probably replace him. But I don't know. He definitely was fine. Can't have them all being like amazing. So, oh yeah, Birdie. Fletcher was good all year. Big improvement over the year before. 2.45 ERA, 1.2 WHIP. One of our 2 lefties in the pen, and yeah, he was good. Smith is one of the off-season acquisitions. Pitched for the White Sox. He was pretty good. Yeah, we needed another like decent lefty, so that's who we got. 3-year contract. Says team contract, so I guess we got a club option. I don't remember doing that, but we got it. Leclerc we got at the trade deadline. He might have been in the same trade with Montes. I can't remember. Not entirely sure. But 3.09 ERA, 1.24 WHIP. He was good all year. He had a pretty lousy spring training. First half was terrible. And he kind of was a bit better at the end, but yeah. Wasn't very good, but he was good. He was good in the regular season, so he's in the pen. Richard Rodriguez was amazing. He's been good the whole time I've run the franchise, so he's here again. Final year. Maybe one of the guys we extend. I don't know. I don't think I extend preseason, but there's a couple times during the season we can do that. We'll see how he does. Bednar's again closing for us. He was solid all year. Improvement over the season before, and he's still pretty young, so yeah, Bednar will be closing. All right, here's how the lineup's set up. We'll just do the no DH since the majority of our games will be with no DH. Carlson, I'm gonna have Carlson lead off. He kind of wasn't great in spring training, but I want to see him at like a full season at the leadoff spot and not all broken up by huge injuries, which is what happened last year. He played he played like a month, if that, and fractured his shin, and then came back and fractured his arm. So he only played 62 games all last year, and so I don't know. It's hard to judge this performance. It wasn't bad, but I want to see him get like a full stretch of hitting leadoff. Escobar is our probably our biggest off-season acquisition. 4-year contract. He was good last year, 270, 811 OPS, hit 28 home runs. Home runs went down, but the average went up, so OPS improvement. Gonna have him play second base. Anyways, yeah, Escobar gonna be playing second base. I mean, we can just move him around. His fielding's strong enough where we can move around if we need to. But yeah, he's hitting second. Our all-star Reynolds, gonna be batting third. Last year, 308, 370 on base, 895 OPS, hit 23 home runs, 40 doubles. Yeah, he was great. He was great all year. Made one error, I believe. Yeah, made one error all season long. Played 156 games, so he was close to playing. I know he had like a minor like cracked fingernail or something injury, so he was out for a few games, but he almost played every single game for us. Just a solid player. Bobby Bradley will be cleanup against righties. Last year 229 average, 761 OPS. He hit 25 home runs, 26 doubles. He hit for power, but he just didn't hit enough. His average was pretty low, and he struck out 170 times, so hopefully there's an improvement this season over that. His division's still pretty low, and he can't hit lefties. Decent fielding for first base. He has no secondaries, so yeah, made 10 errors at first base. That's not very good. But yeah, still young. Got him for what, 4 years? 4 more years, yeah. Andrew Vaughn won Rookie of the Year last year. Another guy like Reynolds that played a lot of games, 140 games. Hit 275, 755 OPS, 15 home runs, 27 doubles. He was solid all year. I think he made a couple errors, 3 errors. So played all season, only made 3 errors in left field. Yeah, he was good. Rookie of the Year. O'Neal Cruz. He had like a very similar season to his first season, but I think last year was his first full year. Yeah, first full year. Hit 249. 13 home runs. So he made 14 errors, so his fielding is just not very good. Probably platooning him with Newman. I think we are platooning him with Newman this year, so if anyone starts really going off offensively, then they'll take over, but yeah. Hopefully he's only 23, so hopefully we get some nice fielding improvements this year. Dowling, the first overall pick in the 2021 drafts. Came up at the trade deadline, I believe. He played 51 games. Came up was super hot out the gate with like a 340, 360 average. Hit a few home runs just immediately. Then cool down, but he was solid. No errors. Just great defensive catcher, super young. This year could really like improve on the power, and could have another real good hitter. Bryan Hayes. Well, 2021 season he was just terrible. Improvement last year. I think he probably played more games. Yeah, played more games. 26. He's kind of at that point where he really needs to have like a solid season here. He can only play third, so if he doesn't play third, he's not playing. So I'm gonna give him more at bats this year. Gonna have him be the everyday third baseman. I think maybe I platooned him after that lousy first season. I think I maybe platooned him a bit. But I'm gonna give him third base and just see how he does. Give him like 100, 150 at bats and just see what he's like there. Because just amazing defensively, and he can run. He can steal a little bit, but he's got to hit. Still got him for a while, 4 years, until his age 30 season, looks like. Darno, who started, he was our starting catcher last year. He hit for power. He's kind of like Bradley, where he hit for power. He just didn't didn't really hit enough, and didn't strike out quite as much as Bradley, but not enough. Didn't get on base enough for everyday play. I think he was originally on like a 2-year contract. This is his final year, so yeah, that's Darno. Newman. So Newman will platoon at short. He'll come out against the lefties. Similar to like Bryan Hayes, where he's like just defensively great and offensively not very good. The offensive stats on Newman are way lower than Bryan Hayes, but he hits about the same. But he did have he had a good spring training, so we'll see how he does. 29 years old, 2 more years on the contract. Yeah, not much to say about him. Just kind of needs to pick it up. He needs to start hitting. McBroom will platoon with Bradley at first base. McBroom against lefties. Yeah, he was fine last year. Nothing special. Just did what he was supposed to do. How many at bats did he have? 215 at bats. Yeah, not much to say. He just did what he did. He did what he needed to keep the job, I guess. He'll be platooning again. Ortega we picked up when Carlson got injured last year. He was great. For a guy just sitting in free agency, that was I don't know what his overall was. I assume it was in the 60s when we picked him up. I think yeah, it looks like he just like, it wasn't like he sat there and didn't play a whole year, so he didn't regress too hard, but another platoon-like guy, just amazing against righties and nothing against lefties. He'll be our 4th outfielder, and we can pinch hit with him late in games. Yeah, I was impressed with his performance for what he was. Let's see, 15 doubles, 8 home runs. Yeah. Alright, and finally we got Chavis. Chavis, kind of utility guy, can play anywhere. We play him in right field a bit with Ortega. They platoons when Dylan Carlson got injured. Chavis kind of dropped off. His power went way down. He played a similar amount of games, 20 less, but the home run difference is huge. Just not a lot of power last year, and could not hit righties to save his life. I don't think I can see. Can I see the stats? Wonder if I can see these now. Should be able to see last year's, right? No? Well, never mind then. But couldn't hit righties to save his life. But he hit lefties real good. I think he was hitting. I think he hit close to 300 against lefties, but his righties were just so bad that his overall average was 222. So yeah, not really expecting anything huge from him. Pinch runner, defensive replacement. If there's an injury, if someone's like super tired, we can throw him in one of the positions. But I'm not expecting anything big out of him. But big arm, 92 power or 92 throwing arm. Just a monster in right field when I was platooning with him, or platooning him with Ortega. That's basically what I think of Chavis. Big arm. So yeah, so this is the starting lineup against righties. Lefties, it's basically the exact same. What do we got? I got Vaughn moving into the cleanup spot against lefties because 96 contact, 92 power against lefties, and Broom will come in for Bradley. It's pretty decent against lefties. Newman at shortstop for Cruz. He'll come in. So slight difference. Just swapping all the lefties out and righties coming in. Yeah, and that's basically it. Yeah, I'll show off. I did a couple contract extensions, so yeah, we'll show those off. All right, so here's the first contract extension. 2 years, 2 of the arbitration years. Kim didn't want very much money, so based off his performance, I just gave him the arbitration years. 34, so what is he gonna be, 36, 37 when this contract's over? So seems like a smart move to get him pretty cheap right off. I feel like if he does really well this year, he's gonna want like way more in arbitration. So got him now, preseason. And the other player that I extended was Andrew Vaughn, who won Rookie of the Year. He's making $490 this season, but I feel like this could be super smart. He's 23, A potential, Rookie of the Year. He's just got great offensive stats. Fielding's not the greatest, but it definitely has improved. I think he was under 60 when he started, but I don't know if he turns into like a pretty decent player as a steal. Yeah, so I think that's everything I needed to cover in the intro. I mean, there's some other stuff like scouting. I don't really want to go into that, but we're scouting infielders, power hitting infielders, power contact. It's no real reason to go deep into that, but I think that's it. We got the lineups, we got the contract extensions. Oh, the other thing, just I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but should look at just in case I haven't mentioned it, we got a couple one year deals for kind of vets that were just sitting in free agency and no one picked them up. So we got Crawford going to be in AAA to start the season. The reason these guys are in AAA is because I had no room on the 40-man, and I had no clue how they were going to perform. They were just like sitting in free agency, regressing stats, and no one was picking them up. So sign them to a one-year deal. We'll see how they do. If there's an emergency, if someone's not performing, they can come up. So Crawford's the one, and the other one is Adam Duvall. Yeah, 1 year, $1 million. So he'll be in AAA with Crawford, and we'll see how they do. And I think with that, that's the intro. Let's get into game one.
Pittsburgh. Opening day is here as we get the new season underway with a good matchup between the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everybody. It's finally here. Welcome to our special opening day edition of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. The staffs for these two teams sure to be a focal point as this series moves along.
Hey, just like any team, pitching is going to be the key factor for this ball club as the year plays out. I'm sure the staff will have its ups and downs, but putting together some quality outings early in the season could do wonders for this club getting out of the gate with a good start.
The game's count starting now. It's opening day. It's the show, and it's coming up next. Montes gets the call to pitch here on opening day in front of the hometown crowd. Dan, any thoughts?
We're looking at one of the top pitchers in the league right now. Solid win total from last year, and he'd like to win a whole bunch of games in this new season. He's a good pitcher, and he normally pitches good at the beginning of the season, and he rides that storm out all the way to the end. It'll be interesting to see what kind of start he gets off to this year.
Ready now is Jonathan India, and we are ready for some daytime baseball. And the first pitch of the ball game is taken for a called strike one, and a new season of baseball is underway.
First pitch, 135.
Here comes the 0-1.
The count is 1-2.
Our temperature here this afternoon creeping up to the 60-degree mark here at first pitch. The 1-2 pitch. There's a shin-high slider laid off for a ball.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
Here now the 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball is swung on and missed, and there is your first out of the contest.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
Into the box now, Nick Senzel. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. Strike three on a pitch in the dirt. Darno has it, and the throw to first is there to record the second out. Digging in, the switch hitter, Jose Ramirez, will attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first two guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Infield in the overshift here, now the pitch. Smoke the other way, high and deep to left. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch. So a rather pedestrian start to the top half of the first. And now the Pirates will take their turn in a scoreless ball game. So stepping in is Dylan Carlson. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The right fielder, Dylan Carlson.
comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to go a little bit further outside the zone. 3 foul balls in a row. He wants to get a swing and a miss on this next pitch.
Ready with another 0-2. Grounded to first. Fielded cleanly. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the leadoff man is gone here to start the home first.
Batting second.
Now a moment here at PNC to take a look at the Pirates lineup card in this one. Mark, what do you have on this lineup as they go for their first win?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in the car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one.
Perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
This is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like that. You can't just lay one in there, but you also don't want to run the count to 3-0.
High in the air into shallow left center. Fraley comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 2.
Batting third, the center fielder, Bryan Reynolds.
Up next for the Buccos, Bryan Reynolds. No one aboard for him, and 2 gone here in the first. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Looking up is the right fielder. To the track, to the wall. And that one is gone. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. First home run of the campaign for him. And the Pirates are staked to a 1-0 lead.
After a long winter and a grueling spring, everyone is anxious to get the season started, but to start it off with a home run, there's no better way to get your campaign underway. He was rounding the bases thinking, hey, this is going to be a good year.
Batting fourth.
At the plate, Bobby Bradley. As he'll take a look at ball 1. Looking to get on base and keep this first inning alive.
He's a veteran out on that mound. He understands he has to establish that inside fastball to open up the outer half of the plate.
2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. But the Pirates are on the board first thanks to this home run. We'll head to the top of the second. It's now 1-0 Pittsburgh. New inning set to get underway, and that brings up the former #1 overall pick, Dansby Swanson. Here's the first pitch to him. As he overcommits here to a slider out of the zone, 1 strike to count.
Hey, that was a nasty pitch right there. Ton of rotation on that ball. You could almost see the red dot from up here. Nasty depth.
Weak grounder down the first baseline. And the leadoff man in the inning will get the job done here. It's an infield. Hold on here, though. That was really a close play, so they're checking to see if they want to challenge that safe call.
Well, here's another look at it now. It was tough to tell watching it live, and boy, I'm still not totally sure.
Now the indication from the dugout, and they will use a challenge here. So we'll see what the replay operations center in Manhattan has to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pirates.
Okay, one more look at it here. Is there enough evidence to overturn this call? I think there is. Looks to me like the ball beat him to first. I think this...
Okay, umpires look ready, and off comes the headset, and he's out. So the original call is overturned, and it ends up being a well-used challenge there.
Upon video review, the call of safe at first base has been overturned and the batter ruled out.
So now to the plate, Colin Moran. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. Now the 3-2 pitch. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Batting fifth, the catcher, Tyler Stevenson.
Ready now for Cincinnati, Tyler Stevenson. Now the pitch. Popped him up. Hayes has room in foul territory, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 go the Reds. They trail this one 1-0. Now at the plate, Andrew Vaughn, as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 here to start the home half of the second. First offering on its way.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he'd swing at that one.
2-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
That's a pretty sad attempt at hitting a baseball right there. No doubt he was completely fooled because that was a curveball, and it looked like he was late on a curveball. That tells me he gave up on it right till the very end, and obviously there was nothing he could do at that point.
To the plate now, O'Neill Cruz. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Molly is a guy that's able to keep the bat off the ball. That's kind of the name of the game for a pitcher, and as a starter, it really helps him work deep into games.
Matty V, one of the toughest parts about scoring runs is bunching 3 or 4 hits together an inning, and that's one of the things this guy does really well. He's tough to hit, and he's really tough to get 3 or 4 hits off of. That's one of the reasons why he's one of the better pitchers.
And look out as that one ran in and got him.
And this guy loves to throw the slider, and it's a very effective pitch for him. But here's the flip side of that coin. He starts this one too far inside and plunks the hitter.
So the next to bat will be Travis d'Arnaud. His prior history versus this arm, he carries a .345 batting average. 2 of those hits were for home runs. The fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Bryan Hayes digging in now. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Two quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Pirates leave 1. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. now for the Reds, Jake Fraley. 7-8-9, bottom of the order set to go here in the third. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. He swings, and it's a line drive to left center. This one's down. It's the first hit for the Reds, and it's going to be for extra bases. Digging hard. He's headed for third, and he is into third with a leadoff triple. The speed they always talk about with this guy was on full display there.
Yeah, when you've got elite speed like this guy does, man, you don't need any help from the fielders to give you more time. He's thinking extra bases as soon as the ball gets to the outfield, and that time he wanted 3.
Stepping in now, Aristides Aquino, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Classic slider, down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
And now the manager brings his outfield in here with the pitcher at the plate. Doesn't want to get burned on any weak bloopers. Standing in now, Tyler Mahle.
Nope.
The fastball here as they'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. A man at third with 1 away. One and one.
This is a situation where you're going strictly for the strikeout. Infield in, and from the offensive standpoint, you're just trying to create hard contact.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Now, I know he's struck out there, but for a pitcher, that's a pretty solid at bat. Anytime you can make an opposing pitcher out there work and throw quite a few more extra pitches, that's a quality AB in my book.
Jonathan India digging in now. And so take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first game. 2 outs here with a runner at third. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Scooped up. And they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw.
The batter, the center fielder, Nick Senzel.
Into the box now, Nick Senzel, as he swings and grounds it toward the hole. He'll get to this one deep in the hole. Over to first, and that retires the side. It's a run on 2 hits here for Cincinnati. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. All tied at 1-1. Bottom of the third now, and next will be the pitcher, Frankie Montas.
The pitcher, Frankie Montas.
Set and the pitch. As he'll look at a fastball too high and 2 count.
With the way this guy's throwing on the mound, you cannot be chasing. You have to set your sights a little bit lower and control the strike zone.
And this is swung on and missed. 5 quick strikeouts now, and that's your first out of the inning.
This is why it's so hard to be successful as a hitter when you fall behind in the count. 1 and 2, you're probably expecting some sort of off-speed pitches, but when the pitcher...
At the plate, Dylan Carlson. And he lays off there, 1-0. Second at bat now. He grounded out to start the home first. Now 3-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Fraley is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now.
The batter number 14, second baseman, Eduardo
Escobar standing in. 0 for 1 here in the early going. He's set. Here it comes. Oh, and 1 count, and the pitch.
So 2 pitches in a row on the outside corner for strikes. You think he stays out there?
I think he does. One thing you don't want to do, though, Matt, it's not a good idea to throw the same hitter, the same pitch 3 times in a row, back to back to back, but I think he might throw it here.
There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. First home run of the campaign for him, and it gives the Pirates a 2-1 lead.
When you're facing an elite starter, you know runs are going to be at a premium. I don't know if this shakes the starter's confidence, but you know what it does? It certainly boosts the confidence of the guys in your lineup.
So now it's Bryan Reynolds, and he fouls this one off. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone. Pirates tack on 1 more on the solo home run. We're through 3 here in the Steel City. It's now 2-1 Pittsburgh. Set for the start of the 4th, and next will be the switch-hitting third baseman, Jose Ramirez. Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. As he'll take a look at his strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. The pitch. Belted high and deep into right center. Reynolds is on the move for it. To the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
The batter, number 7, Dansby.
Next, it'll be Dansby Swanson. First pitch on its way. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Pitch on the way. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Throw gets him. 2 down.
The first baseman, number 19, Karl.
So now to the plate, Colin Moran. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here. Don't think for a second, just because he took the first one, that this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
Here now the 2-2. And he chased it in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. The Reds are down and ordered. Our score remains 2-1. And welcome back to Pittsburgh as we check in on the field with Heidi.
Matt, I had a chance to catch up with manager Derek Shelton during the commercial break about the Pirates offense. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And next to bat will be the first baseman, Bobby Bradley.
The first baseman, Bobby Bradley.
Now here's the pitch. Liner into right center. That's a base hit. Through first and hustling for second. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out. Absolutely scorched that base hit. Worthy of some show track love. And as you see it, it came off the bat at 110 miles an hour. That's definitely squaring a ball up. Andrew Vaughn the next to bat, as he'll take a look at a curveball that drops in there on the outer half. It's strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
That hook stayed up in the zone. You can see he struggled with that curveball early. He's trying to find that release point with his off-speed pitches. Love to see if he can find the feel for that thing moving forward.
1-1. This one's down to third. Ramirez is there, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, shortstop, O'Neill Cruz.
Next to dig in, O'Neill Cruz. Hit by a pitch last time, perhaps looking for... The next 3-2. On a line to shortstop. And it got there so quickly the runner didn't get very far from the bag. They settled with just the 1 out.
The catcher, Travis Darno.
Here's the catcher, Travis Darno. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First offering.
Count 1-0.
Fourth inning of a 2-1 ball game. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Looking up is the left fielder, still going back. And this one is gone, a home run. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. First home run of the campaign for him. And the Pirates move in front now, 4-1.
Man, this has been a rough one for this guy so far. That's the 3rd homer he's allowed today. Better start keeping the ball down in the strike zone, or that total might continue to rise. In now, Bryan Hayes. Grounded down the third baseline.
But a foul ball here, 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. Popped up. Moran in foul ground. And he makes the catch to retire the side. But the Pirates do get a couple here on this 2-run home run. We played 4. It's now a 4-1 Pittsburgh lead. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to talk about the state of the Reds offense with their manager between innings, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said they've been chasing at pitches out of the zone all game, which obviously doesn't usually lead to good results. Until they start being more selective with their swings, he said they will continue to struggle.
All right, Heidi, thank you. And now in the box, Tyler Stevenson comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
This is where the pressure starts to build a little bit on an offense. It's not late enough. I mean, you don't have to start panicking right now, but this is where you're looking for someone to light a spark to get back in this game.
As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1.
Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here, capitalize on the momentum his batters have. That's not hard contact at all, and that's an easy out for the defense.
Swing, and he takes this the other way to right. And a reaching effort, but this ball gets by him as he does a half gainer to try to flag it down. Around second now, and this ball still hasn't been fielded. And he'll make it in there safely as he starts out the 5th with a leadoff triple.
Now batting.
Well, the key to hitting triples is being aggressive right out of the box. He smokes this thing to the outfield and is thinking 3 bags the whole way. And by the time they can get the ball back in, he's on his way to third with a leadoff triple.
Into the box, Jake Fraley, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. And no swing, it's ball 3. Three-two pitch. Got him swinging in the dirt. Darno gathers it. He'll throw down to first, 1 away.
Now batting.
Good pitch there. That was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the plate first after the ball hit the dirt.
Now a move by the manager to bring the corners in, so they'll try to cut down the runner at home, but they'll give up the run for an out if it's hit to a middle infielder. To the plate now, Aristides Aquino, and it's fouled away. Struck out in his first at bat. And it's safe to say he doesn't look all that comfortable up there. 0-2 now.
Hey, don't kid yourself. I know those were 2 bad swings, but he hits middle of the order for a reason. It only takes 1 swing.
He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from third.
That strikeout changes the whole complexion of the inning. He was definitely pitching for it with a runner on third and 1 out, and he got it. Now it's going to take a hit or something like a wild pitch to get that guy home.
Stepping in now, Tyler Mahle, as he'll try to hold back on the swing, but he went around for the first strike. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Here's the 0-1. Could we see another strikeout here? It's 0-2 now.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate.
popped him up. Darno is there. And that ends the inning. One left for Cincinnati. They trail it 4-1. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Frankie Montes. He'll lead things off as we begin the home fifth.
Frankie Montes.
Here's the first pitch.
Ball one.
A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. The plate, it's 1-2 now. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. So the lineup flips over and digging in, Dylan Carlson. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Now a swing and a miss, maybe even a foul tip, but it's held onto behind the plate for out number 2.
That's back-to-back punch-outs, and he's really starting to rack them up now, guys. I've got 8 strikeouts in my scorebook for him now, so he's got good stuff.
So here's Eduardo Escobar as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Ready with the 0-1. This one is launched. Look at this. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. A solo shot down the line in right. His second of the game as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
Already off to a great start with a home run on opening day, but then he goes and hits another one. Everyone knows he was putting in great work in spring training, and it looks like that hard work has paid off. What a way to get your season started.
The center fielder, number 10.
So now to the plate, Bryan Reynolds, and he fouls this one off. He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. Now the 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Ramirez over to his left. And he makes the play to end the inning. One in the inning for the Pirates on this solo home run. 5 innings complete. It's the Pirates 5 and the Reds 1.
My enemies feel like I got hundreds of them. No love for me. Y'all ain't in the streets.
Back to the top of the Reds lineup now, and stepping in, Jonathan India. And through 5 turns at bat, they've only mustered a total of 3 hits. Not terrible, but they're certainly not firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's getting a little bit too late in this game if this continues like this. In today's game, with so many dominant bullpen arms, you certainly don't want to wait until the 8th or 9th to try to wake the bats up.
First pitch on its way.
Offensive
leadoff man.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
Swing and a ball hit out toward right center. Reynolds is under it to make the play on the first out.
batting, the center fielder, Nick.
So next to hit is Nick Senzel. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point with a 2-0 count. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Vaughn will get there with ease as he puts it away for out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
Now to the plate, Jose Ramirez. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ball game. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Missed down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. And this is taken low for ball 4, and they'll have themselves a 2-out base runner here after all.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving one up where he can really hurt you.
Dansby Swanson lining up to hit. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. Now a throw over, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Now the first pitch. Low that time. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
These are the great matchups that happen throughout the course of a game. I don't think as a pitcher you can give in right here. He's a great hitter at the plate. He knows it. You know it. Keep executing. Maybe get him to roll something over.
And he struck him out. His 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. Reds lead 1. They're down 5-1. Justin Dunn enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. Stepping in once again is Bobby Bradley. He'll lead things off here in the Pirates' half of the 6th. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Lifted down the line in left. In there, a base hit. And it's a good start to the inning for the Bucks. It's a leadoff double.
Some guys just lay back and watch that first pitch go by no matter what. Work the count, make the pitcher waste a few pitches. But when he serves up a fastball like this on the first pitch, it's hard not to go after it. And that's just what he does. He jumped all over it.
Standing in now, Andrew Vaughn, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. 0 for 2 for him to this point. To the backstop, 2-1. And now a right-hander's begun to loosen up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Now the 2-1. Sent on the ground out to second. Reined in. 1 away.
Now batting, shortstop. Oh yeah.
Digging in next, O'Neill Cruz. Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line-out.
Yeah, Matty, but as he walks to the plate right here, he feels good building off that last AB. He hit that ball on the screws.
From the stretch, as he swings and misses at a first-pitch fastball, 0-1. Cruz, a native of the Dominican Republic. He's in his 3rd season as a major league player. From the belt, the pitch. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. Going back is the right fielder. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. So it's a 2-run shot to right center. First home run of the campaign for him, as it's now a 6-run ball game. These guys are really putting on a show here. That dinger brings the total up to 5 for the game so far. Amazing stuff today, guys.
Dan, they're absolutely knocking the cover off the ball. I'm curious to get your take on this. I didn't find it to be the truth. I didn't mind hitting at night, but a lot of guys say they see the ball better during the day.
You know what's funny, D-Roll, is I prefer to pitch in night games as opposed to day games. I always thought it was advantage to the hitter, and so far that looks like it's the case.
His money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
It's never easy to rebound after serving up a 2-run shot, but that at bat was a good indication to me that he isn't letting it get to him. He went right after him for the strikeout.
In now, Bryan Hayes. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. No hits to this point. Gonna wind up a foul ball. Now the 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and that's the 3rd out. The Pirates are able to add on to their lead, and after a long dry spell, the good times are back again in the Steel City. Back with more of this Thursday afternoon Business Person Special following this. Leading off the inning, it'll be Colin Moran, and they could use a spark from him here.
Colin Moran.
And now the first pitch. Line drive. That's a base hit into the right center field gap. He's around first, heading for 2. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
Here's the 4th hit of the game, and it's a good one. Puts a good swing on this thing, and it goes for a double. We'll see if they can build on it here.
At the plate, Tyler Stevenson, as he sends it on the ground to first. And that's through into right field for a base hit. And some trouble now in right field. And the runner scores from second as they chip into the deficit here. So definite problems on that last play, and they'll hit the first baseman for the error. Next to hit, Jake Fraley. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch-outs will stick with you a little longer.
First pitch on its way. Laid off for a ball.
What we're seeing here is a really smart at-bat. They got to be thinking the man on the mound is getting a little short on gas, so when you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches, you're more likely to get a good pitch to hit, or at least force him out of the game.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Nope, and this misses here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's issued here into his 7th inning of work.
The batter, number 44.
Next to hit is Aristides Aquino. And with 2 men on here, I'm rather surprised they're sticking with him at this point. I feel like we can all see the exhaustion from all the way up here.
Yeah, I think it's time to go get him, Matt. We're seeing a guy that's given all that he has, and I just don't see any sharpness left in his stuff at this point.
Well, the bullpen is active, so we'll see if they make the move soon. First offering. Good pitch there. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. And he indeed takes only the out at first as the runners move to second and third with 1 away now.
Now batting, the pitcher, Justin.
Max Schrock will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 32, Max Schrock.
Now time is called as both guys in the bullpen are ready to go. Here's the Pirates skipper up out of the dugout now on his way to the mound. And a change is in the offing as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll leave here with 1 out in the 7th as he now hopes the bullpen can go ahead and get him the W.
Your attention, please.
So they'll make a matchup move here and bring on a southpaw to face the left-handed hitter due up. Now the first pitch.
0-1.
Second and third here, 1 man out. Grounded to short. He's got it. Throw will be to first for the second out, but meanwhile another run is in to score.
They get the run there, but this late in the game with the lead in hand, you'll definitely trade it out for a run. That doesn't mean a whole lot.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Jonathan India flew out last time up. First pitch of the AB now. Hits the bottom of the strike zone here with the sinker. Strike 1.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in a 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the brake. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
I got the count.
Great job of changing speeds there. It's 0-2.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
And a close play at first, but he's called out and the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on just 1 hit in the inning, 1 error, and a runner left on. Stretch time coming up here in Pittsburgh. It's the Pirates 7 and the Reds 3. Robert Gesellman is out from the bullpen now as he'll get the call here on opening day.
Number 46, Robert Gesellman.
Rafael Ortega is up off the bench as he'll be asked to get something started in the home half of the 7th. First pitch coming. Here it is. This will chase one up around the letters here for strike 1. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Fly ball right down the line in left. And the pinch hitter is retired here, 1 away.
The right fielder, number 3, Gillen.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Dylan Carlson. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. Now here's the first offering.
Nope,
Started to
that's
go
ball.
around there, but he holds up.
This guy has nice pick.
The 2-2. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Left fielder is on the move. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out.
Now back, second baseman,
Eduardo Escobar to the plate again and looking for home run number 3 in the ballgame. His second coming back in the 5th. Here's the first pitch to him. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. Aquino retreats to the track, and he'll put this one away. So a sigh of relief as the side is retired. Richard Rodriguez is out from the bullpen now as he'll get the call here on opening day.
Richard Rodriguez.
Ready to begin the 8th, and that means Nick Senzel will dig in at the plate. And now the first pitch. Slider finds the zone for a strike.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike.
And a good take there will net him a base runner as it's ball 4 now to start the 8th inning.
And that at bat will put a smile on any manager's face. The pitch total of the opposing pitcher just keeps going higher and higher, and he still couldn't put him away. So this inning is off to a good start for the guys carrying the sticks.
Now to bat, Jose Ramirez. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch of the AB now.
All you want is the leadoff man to get on to start a big inning, maybe get a big rally going to claw your way back into this ball game.
Throw over to first.
No, he's in
Runners
there.
back. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Reynolds is under it to make the play on the first out.
Now batting, shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out 1. And he got him. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
To the plate now, Colin Moran, as he grounds one briskly to short. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. 1 left for Cincinnati. Deficit holds at 4. It's 7-3. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. And coming forward is the switch-hitting outfielder, Bryan Reynolds. From the stretch, here's the pitch. He offers at it and sends a bouncer out to short. Swanson scoops it up, and on one pitch, he's retired.
Well executed two-seamer on the outside corner that time, and that's what you'll get a lot of with that pitch. He rolled right over it.
Stepping in now, Bobby Bradley. And he takes ball 1. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. It's fouled off to the left.
You can definitely tell with that foul off right there that he's picking up spin on this pitcher's off-speed stuff. Maybe expect a fastball on this next one.
A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And it's gone! Solo shot to right center. First home run of the campaign for him as they open it up to 8-3. Guys, you believe what we're seeing here today? With 6 home runs so far, this lineup is turning in a performance for the ages at the plate.
Matty, this is crazy. Dan, what is the pitching coach say at this point?
Right now, the only he can't say is pick up that bullpen phone and look for reinforcements, because this has gotten really ugly, and this is a nightmare for a pitching coach.
1-0 the count. Heading out towards shallow right. Aquino in a few steps as he takes it. 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop. Oh yeah.
So the next to the plate for Pittsburgh, O'Neill Cruz comes in 1 for 2. And a good fastball swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over. But add on one more as the solo shot stretches their lead even further. Last chance coming up here for the Reds. It's the Pirates 8 and the Reds 3. Nick Birdie comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth.
Number 37.
So kicking off the top of the ninth is Tyler Stevenson, and they could use a spark from him here. He's set and the pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. He's right there. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway. A note passed along from our producer Chris Cutcliffe tells me to remind you to stick around for post-game highlights immediately following this afternoon's game right here on the show. Next, it'll be Jake Fraley, 1 for 2 with a triple so far in this one. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. A ball and no strikes. To third. Scooped up. And boy, just about overshot his man at first, but he's able to keep a foot on the bag over there, and that's out number 2. next, here is Aristides Aquino, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. First offering on its way. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. Carlson is there, makes the catch, and the ball game is over.
Always nice to get the first game of the series, but even more so when it's in front of the home crowd. Seems to energize everybody the rest of the series.
8-3 is today's final. The Pirates led this game from the third inning on and never wavered. Frankie Montes earns his first win of the season. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Wackney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Pirates, 8 runs on 8 hits. 1 error. They left just 1 runner on base.
Alright, so that was an interesting game. My timing was terrible. My timing with pitching was pretty bad with Montes. Alright, so we got a minor injury for Dowling. Just too bad. I wanted to see him start the first game of the season for the first time, but Darno picked him up. Yeah, pretty strange game. My timing felt like off the whole game. Even my PCI placement was pretty bad, but I still... How many home runs did I hit? 5? 1, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. 6 home runs. I think maybe 2 of those were warranted. I think a lot of those were... The timing was okay, but PCI placement was pretty bad. Yeah, Escobar. I scored a good 2 home runs. Reynolds with the 1 home run. Bradley. Home run, 2 doubles. Yeah, Vaughn. I didn't feel too bad with Vaughn. I don't think did he strike it? Struck out once. Cruz with a home run. Darno with a home run. Hayes, nothing. I struck out a whole bunch though, 11 strikeouts, and not a single walk, that's how you know I'm playing like shit. No walks. Yeah, kind of strange. Felt like I played terribly, but 6 home runs, 8 runs. Montes, I felt weird pitching with him the whole game. Like trying to hit the pinpoint was so hard for some reason, and then when he was out of there, it was a lot easier. So it was a struggle for the 6.1 innings I pitched with him. 8 strikeouts though. I gave up 2 walks. Yeah, I had 3 runs, but one of them was unearned. I think Bradley made a error at first. I think there was 2 errors on that play. Fletcher, yeah. Rodriguez still good. I just felt like bringing him in since he's so solid that since the my pinpoint timing didn't feel too great, but yeah, that's the first game. Pretty weird. Tons of offense, but I felt like I played like shit. So let's advance.
Opening day is behind us, so let's look back at how the first games of the year played out on the diamond. Looking first at the NL Central, the Pittsburgh Pirates combined to allow only 4 hits as they grabbed the win against the visiting Reds 8-3. The Cubs defeated the
Alright. Not a very in-depth, kind of not an in-depth, thoroughly explanation of the game, but that's fine. We gotta be some league leaders here. That's what you like to see. Let's see, these guys might only be up for these awards like after the first day, so. Some silver sluggers for sure. They might only be on the list once, so you gotta look. Alright, what's next? I'll place him on the bench, I'll do this manually. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, Dowling, back. Yeah, that was kind of too bad that that he missed the opening day, but could have been worse. Yeah, I think this is an okay. Carlson could be changed from this leadoff spot if he struggles. I mean, that was my fault, but he was not too good in spring training either, so. Alright, let's get these simulations going. Hey, Cubs for start. Luis Castillo. I think this is. I wonder if I should put Newman in. I don't want him to like not play ever, so. If we have a lefty coming up tomorrow, I'll play Hunter Green, Jordan Wicks. Let's see. Hunter Green's a righty. Jordan Wicks is a lefty. So I'll make. I'm gonna put Newman in for this game. I know Cruz had like a really good game that first game, but oh god, what do I do? Okay, we'll go Newman. Tomorrow Cruz, then Newman again. Kind of lefty, or we're kind of righty heavy against the righty, but I don't want Newman sitting. Since he deserves some play after spring training, since he was like the best hitter. We'll see if Eichel is as strong out the gate as he was last year with all the complete games he pitched.
And welcome to the home of the Buccos since 2001, PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Time for Game 2 of the regular season between the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Pirates baseball. Next on the show. Jared Eichel will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
This is a fun guy to watch pitch. Almost struck out 200 batters last season, so he does have swing and miss capabilities. But the thing I like, he commands the strike zone, he commands the running game. Just a real solid pitcher. Looking forward to him twirling it in this one.
All right, here we go. Simulate. That's what you like to see right there. I wish it told you who made the error. That'd be nice. Steal a base. Yeah. Come on, Dallin. I'm not sure what that was. I think it was a single. Yeah, Dowling likes to walk, eh? A lot of walks last year. I kind of hope they don't pitch hit for him. Yes. He's doing it. He's going for the complete game. Oh, come on! One double.
Well, this game had its moments, but it got out of hand pretty quick. Always nice when you can post to a 6-run win. Save your closer for another day and let everyone in on the action.
A 6-0 shutout to finish off tonight's game. The Buccos jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Jared Eichhoff earns his first win of the season. Luis Castillo was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss.
Man, I can't believe they pulled him after the double. His stamina looked fine.
MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter @MLB The Show.
Newman with 2 errors. Jesus. That's not who I was expecting. Did he even hit? Yeah, he had 1 hit. Carlson, Escobar, Reynolds, all with hits. Reynolds hit 2 bombs. Escobar with a triple. That's too bad. That would have been great if Eichhoff's first start was a complete game shutout. Good game, good game. Oh, it's just 1 home run for Reynolds. Why did it say 2? Maybe I misread it.
Welcome everyone, a very happy Easter to you from all of us here at Inside the Show. Let's recap how Saturday's games played out. Looking first at the NL Central, the Pittsburgh Pirates knocked out 10 hits as a team as they ran over the Reds 6-0. The Tigers knocked out 12.
Okay. There's nothing I gotta do. Next game. So we'll put Cruz in this game and swap Newman. Well, Newman's just automatically going to be in because of the lineups for lefties. 2, 3, and 4 looking real good so far. No hits for Dowling, but he did walk twice, right? Yeah. Hunter Green.
Kim will be on the mound for the Buccos. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch repertoire, right? And those are a lot of nice options to have. You can go hard, soft. You can go in and out. And anytime you have 4 pitches, if you can throw them for strikes, you have the big advantage.
Okay. No. That would have been a good spot for Vaughn Surstedt. Man, Leclerc. Good God.
On paper, this had the makings of a real
Well,
hard-fought game.
that's disappointing.
In reality, those are two different things. They pulled away and never looked back. How about to a tune of a 9-run victory?
10-1, the final lopsided score in this ball game. Cincinnati scored 10 runs on the way to victory. Hunter Green earns his first run of the season.
Reynolds with another home run, which is nice.
Earned runs to come across in the losing effort. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian.
I'm more disappointed in Leclerc than Kim, really. Leclerc's been consistently bad all spring. That's not good. Look at this monster. This guy looks like he's 7 feet tall. Next game, Martinez. Left-hander. Newman should be in here. And there he is. McBroom's gonna get his first game. That's fine. Give Bradley a day off, I guess. Yeah, nothing else.
Ballparks you'll find in the sport.
This is so loud.
Pittsburgh. Tonight, it's a matchup from the NL Central between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Let me turn this down a bit.
Baseball here on MLB Network, and it comes your way next.
We got a pretty easy looking schedule, looks like. I'm going by the teams last year. Reds and Cubs. They're pretty bad.
Carlos Martinez will be on the mound for the series opener. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
We're looking at one of the top pitchers in the league right now. ERA just above 3 last year, which is saying something. This guy commands the strike zone. He's not afraid to throw strike one, controls the running game. A real solid pitcher, and if he pitches like he did last year, expect more of the same in this campaign.
Into the box, Nico.
All right.
Corner.
I think that might be Dallin's first hit. Second hit? I forget. There we go. Double for Martinez. Nice. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, Martinez only went 4 in a bit, eh? Or just 4? There we go. Why did they bring in Richard for one now? I missed that. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Nice. All right. Close game.
And a nice job here to come in and slam the door. That's his
I missed why they brought Rodriguez in for just one out.
Game comes to an end 5-4, the final tally. The Pittsburgh Pirates came through
Kind of strange, but I kind of missed what happened.
to secure the victory. Yasmaro Petit claims the win out of his first. David Bednar closes the door for the save, his first of the year. So that's a wrap for
All right,
us in this
so
one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network.
Escobar one hitless. Reynolds had a hit. Vaughn had a home run. Dowling with 2 hits. Nice. Broom with a big hit. Nothing from Newman. Martinez only went 4. He hit a double though, which is hilarious. Yeah, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. Not the greatest start. I'm not sure what his stamina is now, but yeah. I think we got like a couple guys that don't go super deep. Stone came in though for the 5th, was good. Birdie was good. I got a good feeling about Birdie this year. He could be decent. Yeah, Smith almost threw the game away. Blown save. Is that what BS is? Or just this fucking inning was bullshit? Petit. Yeah, Bednar with his first save of the year, right? No, second save. We got 2 more sims left. Oh yeah, I forgot about
Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Monday. In the National...
Forgot about that draft. We are scouting, right? Yeah. All infielders for power. Taking a while. Alright, Perdomo. I guess a lefty, so I guess Newman's gonna be in here. Newman playing bad? Yeah, not amazing. Cruz, yeah, these guys are fucking... When's AAA start? Oh shit, I might have to get those lineups going like now. Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's do that now then. I made a trade because I needed to get the lineups ready for AAA because AAA starts today. I just gotta like I just have to advance, and then it just, or I guess it just starts. And so yeah, so we didn't have enough relievers on the roster, so I just did like an auto trade, like I did the AI suggested trade. We have so many starters, like we have so many starters in single A. So I traded slightly older ones, still beat potential, and a center fielder, I think. And the AI suggested this guy, which was surprising that this was a trade I can make, but 24 A potential, and he's just been pitching in the minors the whole time. Well, it looks like he pitched for Houston. This must be like real life statistics, but in game he hasn't pitched in the big leagues yet, so he's in AAA. He is on the 40 man though, which I think maybe someone we traded was on the 40 man. I know everyone you get just like goes on the 40 man. I think that's how it works. Anyways, just a small trade just because we didn't have enough relievers to fill the bullpens in the minors, so I think that's all. Actually, I might have signed someone from free agency. Transactions completed. I did a lot of just like, I was just moving everyone around for like the last hour. Signed Cody Carroll and Tommy Parsons. Okay, so 2 relievers we signed from free agents. Free agency. Tommy Parsons. He was sitting in free agency. Hasn't pitched for anyone. Oh, I guess I can't see that, but yeah, 26, like deep potential, just someone to fill in a spot. He was like one of the like only guys in free agency that was slightly like over 60, still kind of young, but I think his overall is just going down because he was sitting in free agency all year. But just a spot. And who was the other one? Oh, Cody Carroll. He's an older guy sitting in free agency. He has service time, so he pitched for somebody. Oh, there we go, Baltimore, and he's just been sitting. I don't know how long he's been sitting in free agency, but I'd guess a bit, at least a year. Beat potential 29. Closer just to fill a spot. Closer in AA. Alright, that's it. It took me like an hour and a half to do all that shit before I could move on to the next game. I guess I'll just show the lineups for AAA. Crawford, Davis, Duvall. There's our two 1-year signees that hopefully they do well and we can bring them up if there's problems. Tsutsugo at first, Allen, Park, bunch of the old faces. Ciani, I had a hard time finding spots for our outfielders because we got like high potential outfielders that I don't want sitting. And this guy was like caught in between where I want him to start every day, but I just couldn't find a spot. So AAA 4th outfielder, he'll get some time playing. Prez is back up. You don't need to see Double A really. Pitching rotation for AAA this year: Maeda, who started last year for us, and the main roster: DeLeon, Keller, Brubaker. Just a pretty solid rotation for AAA. There's Abreu and Swelter, who was on the big league roster last year, and Thompson, who was on both AAA and the big league. And that's AAA, so I can get back to this finally simming. Oh no. Oh. Is that Abreu? That must be Abreu. I mean, are they gonna claim him now? Yeah, I forgot about that. Fuck! Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I could take Allen off the 40-man. I think that's what I might have to do. I totally forgot about that. I thought I traded someone who was on the 40-man. Whoops. Yeah, okay. That means I'll have to I don't think he can play while he's on waivers, right? We'll just throw Sammy in there for now. And if he gets claimed, it's not a big deal. Not worried about losing Greg Allen, he sucks. Alright, finally. Alright, this is got righties. Alright, Perdomo. Kind of a big game for Perdomo. He's on thin ice after spring training, so. But he did earn the spot last year, so he gets a shot.
Now from the north shore of the Allegheny River, we're inside beautiful PNC Park in Pittsburgh. This evening, we've got a matchup out of the NL Central Division between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Joined by Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, and Dan will see a Major League debut on the mound in this one.
Anytime you're making your Major League debut, particularly starting a game, I'm sure there's some anxious moments going on. One of the keys for every young pitcher is to not try to be better than you were in the minor leagues. Go out, the mound is still 60 feet 6 inches away. The big key, make sure you continue to pound the strike zone.
Pirates baseball starts right now. Luis Perdomo, the right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, you think this guy's tough to hit? Take a look at that ERA in the low 2s last season. If he pitches like that again this year, he's going to be awfully tough. He's going to be fun to watch in this one.
Now to the plate, Nico Horner. He'll get us started in this one.
All right, here we go. Perdomo.
Into the lights.
Holy! Perdomo a little shaky here. Nice. Nice. Probably pull him. Or not. Damn, Carlson's going off. Same with Escobar. Nice. All right. Well, the offense was good.
In the end, these guys came away with the victory and look on to the next one.
This one ends with a 10-5
Carlson,
score.
Escobar.
Pittsburgh put a 10 spot on the scoreboard in this one. Luis Perdomo earns his first win of the season. Asa Lacy allowed 7 earned runs to cross the plate in a losing effort. So that will wrap things up for Mark Rosa, Dan Plesac.
Well, Perdomo was he was adequate. Quite a few hits and 4 walks. That's pretty fucking bad. But I mean, he got it done. Carlson 4-for-4 with 2 home runs. And McBroom was good. Dowling hitting a walk. It's basically every game for him. What do we got? One more sim. Yeah, one more sim.
Welcome to our Wednesday edition of
Brewers
Inside the
are 4-1
Show.
as well.
Let's jump right into Tuesday's action. In the National League Central, the Pirates grabbed 13 hits in the game as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 10-5. Hunter Renfroe plated 3 runs on the day, helping the Brewers grab the win over.
All right. How's Newman doing? Not good, right? Yeah, not great. Cruz. Stroman's on the mound. I don't think there's anything I want to change really. Dowling tired? Yeah, okay. Bond too, eh? Fuck. Ortega. Get him in there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Top of the lineup is just real good so far.
And welcome to the home of the Buccos since 2001, PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Today, we'll see a contest from the National League Central between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Alongside Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac,
before, but when you have a chance to sweep a team, you have to take advantage of it.
Frankie Montes is the man on the mound for the Pirates in this contest. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, you always like to begin the season on a good note. In his first start of the year, he did just that, picking up the win. There's nothing he'd like to do more than to get number 2 in this one here.
Now into the box.
All right, so second series, another sweep opportunity.
Nico Horner.
Nice. That was probably unnecessary. See if Newman steals there. Yeah, there we go. That's what we got, yeah. Let's bring in Bednar. Nice.
Hey, this was a pretty tightly played game. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching, and defense in certain spots. This one was a fun one to watch.
5-2 the final today. Pittsburgh crossed the plate 3 times in the 8th, helping to propel them to the win. Richard Rodriguez claims the win out of the pen, his first. David Bednar wraps it up for the save, his second. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
All right, so another multi-home run game. I wonder, I bet we're leading in home runs, so we're close. Escobar doing exactly what we got him for, so he's walking and he's hitting for power. Nice to see Richard get a win. He deserves a win. Darno, when he comes off the bench to be the backup catcher, he's making it count. That's the second or third home run. His third home run. I think he's got a home run in every game he's played. Yeah, just some disgusting averages up there. I bet the OPS is disgusting too. Alright.
Inside the show with your host, Justin Allegri.
Good Thursday morning to you, Show Nation. Let's jump right into Wednesday's baseball action. Looking first at the NL Central, the Buccos brought out the rooms in a 3-game sweep as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 5-2. The Milwaukee Brewers complete.
All right, so first episode. Once through the rotation basically, and we're 5-1. One sweep, almost had two sweeps. Kim was the only losing pitcher, which is, I mean, it's not shocking, but he was good last year. It's not a big deal, but yeah, he got knocked around a bit. I guess Perdomo kind of did too, but I think he got saved by someone coming in. Ikov almost had another complete game shutout, which is that's what he does early. Martinez is okay. Montes is just a couple solid outings. Yeah, and Ikov, we'll see if I can get Ikov a complete game next episode. I'm not sure why my scouting isn't done yet. Hopefully this is stuff's working, right? Weird. I feel like they've been doing that forever. Let's look at I guess we'll look at the lineup. So Carlson's solid. Kind of have a shaky spring, but he's hitting well. 986 OPS. 2 home runs from the leadoff. How much longer we got him for? Yeah, wow. Escobar, just amazing. 1455 OPS. 3 home runs in the first week. Any errors? No. Stolen base? How many stolen bases? 1 stolen, or how many attempts? Just the 1, I guess. Yeah, he's looking great. That's why I got him. Reynolds just playing like Reynolds. 3 home runs. OPS over 1,000. Bradley, pleasantly surprised. 1114 OPS. I knew he was gonna hit for power, but that average. Vaughn's starting a little slow, but he's got a home run. Ortega, I mean, he's got like 8 at bats. And I'm not sure if the AI's been bringing him against lefties or not, but let's hope not. Dowling, yeah, Dowling solid. He basically singles and walks basically every game. That's like what he does, but yeah, doing good. Cruz, I mean, he's got an OPS over 1,000. 2 home runs. Hopefully that average goes up a bit. Brian Hayes. Yeah, Hayes has not been very good. At least he hasn't made errors like Newman, but yeah, he's starting slow. 20 at bats. Darno's been great. He had to come in that first game, and what did we hit a 2-run with him? But he's hit 2 more, so OPS over 2. Yeah, I'll take that from my backup catcher. Newman only 11 at bats, but the 2 errors is what I remember. That's not allowed. It's not allowed if he's only gonna hit like he did the last 2 years. But hopefully he warms up like he was hitting in spring training. McBroom I think just played what, 2 games, 8 at bats. He made him count though. Chavis hasn't had an at bat yet. Kind of surprised he hasn't come in to pinch hit for the pitchers when we simmed. Yeah. So that's the lineup. Let's take a look at league leaders. Escobar in 6th for batting average. Tied for 1st for triples. Tied with him and Reynolds, tied with Darno for 2nd in home runs. I want to see team league leaders. Reynolds 7 RBIs, tied for 1st. Escobar 7 runs, tied for first with Renfroe. Escobar tied for third? Yeah, third for on base. Escobar in first with slugging percentage. Reynolds in fifth. OPS. Oh, I guess Darno doesn't qualify. Not enough plate appearances with his 2. How does Petit have? That's super strange. I don't remember. I guess you gotta win. That's funny. 2 relievers. Saves. Bednar with 2. Damn, Bomber's got 5 already. Yeah, a couple guys didn't give up any runs. Let's see if we can get Icov on this list tomorrow. 14 strikeouts for Montes. These aren't very interesting. Escobar with the most batting WAR in the league, in the National League. Yeah. All right, let's look up awards. I'll probably do this every time we finish an episode. Just go through this. Escobar in line for the Hank Aaron Award. Tim Anderson's doing. I'm not sure how we're ahead of Anderson. Maybe we have like just more hits. Perdomo in line for Gold Glove, pitcher Gold Glove. It's the pitchers. Is it 3 or just the 1? I think it might just be the 1. Right, top guy gets it. Darno for Silver Slugger catcher. Escobar Silver Slugger for third base, even though he's playing second base. So I guess it just goes by their main position. Reynolds Silver Slugger at center. Kind of. I don't think he's ever won a Silver Slugger. I mean, we've only played the 2. I didn't know he only hit 263 that first season we played. 27 bombs though, but this is the year maybe he gets a Silver Slugger. Okay, statistics team ranking. This is what I want to see. All right, 4th in average. So we were 26th in average last year. So let's hope we keep doing that. 3rd in runs. I think we were in the bottom 5 in every offensive category except for home runs. And 1st in home runs this year, so 16. Damn. That's what you like to see. 3rd in RBI. Yeah, we're gonna be dead last in this again. I can feel it. And probably walks. Well, it'll be lower than normal if I'm playing games. It's dead. Wow, we're not last in strikeouts. Only 43 strikeouts, huh? That's pretty good. 1st in slugging percentage, 8th in on base, tied for 1st with total bases. We've last 2 seasons we've been super good at fielding, so I think it's just that those Newman errors. Yeah, none of these. All right. I think that's all I really need to look at. Yeah, nothing, no injuries or No one really I'm worried about, I don't think. Pleasantly surprised by these averages. Carson, Bradley, Darno. Nice to see Dowling hitting over 300. Yeah, I'm not worried about anything. It's early, so not surprised. We're neck and neck with the Brewers. We're gonna have to play really good to. I mean, we're more likely to get the wild card probably if they play as good as they did last year. Last year they were just amazing first half. But yeah, that's episode 1. I'll see you at episode 2.